Hi there, welcome back to this third video in our three-part series. You've already heard a little bit about an overview of what we're doing with these facilitated manifesting groups and how they're different from traditional mastermind groups. You heard a little bit about what doesn't work with typical mastermind groups and what we're doing differently with our facilitation process. And what I want to do now is tell you the real specifics, the real nuts and bolts of exactly what goes on when someone makes the decision that they want to support themselves with this kind of a structure, with this kind of people and with this kind of structure to surround themselves with the support and accountability, the people, the environments that are going to make all the difference for them in terms of staying on track, staying focused, and being held accountable. So when someone says, yeah, I want to participate in this, what happens is, first of all, you get an application, and assuming that you're a good fit for one of our groups, what's going to happen next is that you're going to get an orientation call. You're going to get a coaching call with the person that you're going to be working with. If you do this relatively quickly, chances are you're going to be working with me and in one of those next 6 groups that we talked about. And once you get that application in and once we review the application, we're going to set up that orientation call. And the purpose of that call is to get to know you a little bit, to find out what your skills, what your talents are, what you're looking for, what your intentions are, what you'd like to see happen out of this group, and then get you into a group and get you hooked up with an accountability partner that's going to be a good fit for you. Again, it's all about the people and the structure and having the time to get clear ahead of time about what you want, have you get a little coaching going in is going to make a big difference for you in terms of getting in the right group and getting the support you need right out of the gate. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to start getting on those group calls, which are really the core of the program. Every other week, most of these groups are 6 people. You're going to be on a call with your 6 people. You're going to have a very specific structure to that call. We're going to have kind of an invocation that we do, which kind of connects the group. We're then going to share what's new and good. We're going to have everyone have an opportunity to share an issue or a situation they'd like to get feedback on and hear from the rest of the group and myself about what you can do differently and what feedback, what ideas might come up, how we can help you, how our experience can benefit you. And then at the end, we're going to have commitments to taking specific actions, and we're going to finish with gratitude and appreciation to make sure we're really in that space as we finish the call. So that's the structure that we have for these calls, and I'll tell you, it's very difficult to describe. That's the specific structure, but there's real magic that happens by sticking with that structure and having the right kind of people involved. So that's the specific calls. The other thing that happens out of that application process is, in addition to picking a group for you to be in, we're going to match you up with one person in that group who's going to be your accountability partner. And you're going to connect with your accountability partner. We recommend on a daily basis, at least 5 days a week, and you're going to talk to that person about what your commitments are, and you're going to be held accountable every single day to completing the actions that you say you're going to complete. And for some people, this is the most valuable part of the program. This can make the biggest difference. When you get hooked up with the right kind of accountability partner and when you have that structure in place every single day to say, this is what I'm committed to do, and get back on the phone with that person the next day to commit, to measure, to track whether you actually did it, it makes all the difference in the world. So that's the other piece that's in place. And one of the things that I do is I actually monitor those accountability partner arrangements and make sure that they're working out, that people are actually connecting, that they're getting the support that they need from each other, that they're not drifting into the social conversation or some sort of a coaching call, that it's strictly an accountability call. And much like mastermind groups, these accountability calls sometimes have a tendency to drift off and not have the structure in place that really is proven to work. So part of what I do, what our coaches do, is that we actually monitor those calls, monitor those partnerships, and make sure they're working. And if necessary, we make changes and move people around so that you're with someone who really works for you. So you have the orientation call, you have the group calls, and you also have the accountability partner arrangement on an ongoing day-to-day basis. And then finally, just to kind of cover any loose ends, what we do is we give all the people in our groups email access to their coach. So if you're in one of my groups, you're going to have my private email address, you're going to have access to me. If there's something going on you need my feedback on, some support on, a time-sensitive issue that can't really wait until the next call, then you're going to have access to me to help you in any of those kinds of situations. So you have the orientation call, you have the group calls, you have the accountability calls, and you have that email access. That's the structure of it. But perhaps more importantly is really what people get out of these groups. And we see with these well-functioning groups, with these manifesting groups as we're calling them, that what's happening is that people are getting ideas, insights, perspectives that they just don't get when they're simply trying to work on it on their own. So that's one thing that's really expanding. The other thing that's expanding is people's networks. Because when you have your own network, that's great. When you're growing your own network, that's powerful. But when you tap into the network of 5 or 6 or 7 other people that are really committed to your success, and they're going to let you tap into their network, they're going to share their contacts with you, that can make a huge difference. The other thing that happens is that you'll get the encouragement of other people. You know, so many of us are just not surrounded by people who are encouraging to us on a consistent basis. And I can tell you this is one of the things we facilitate, is making sure the environment is one of encouragement and positive support. Now, if we think you're doing something you shouldn't do, we'll tell you. But for the most part, you're going to get that real positive encouragement and cheering you on as you take each of the necessary steps to accomplish what you want to accomplish. We already talked about accountability. That's a critical part of what people get, is the day-to-day accountability, the week-to-week accountability to actually do the actions that you're committed to doing. And then finally, the other thing that you're going to get is coaching. You'll get coaching from myself or from whoever's facilitating your group, which is expert coaching. I have spent years learning this business. I've been around this business for 13 years. I've been the director of training for Jack Canfield's company. I'm a founding member of the Transformational Leadership Council. I have this book that I've come out with called Manifesting for Non-Gurus, and I've been doing the work around that book. And to be honest with you, I'm quite good at it. I'm really able to help people get unstuck and keep in motion, and that's part of the conversation as well. And you'll get that not only from me, but from the other people in your group. So you get the ideas, the insights, the perspective. You're also going to get the encouragement. You're going to get the network that's expanding. You're going to get the accountability, and you're going to get the coaching. And you can imagine with all of this coming every other week and on a day-to-day basis, it really does make a big difference in terms of you having the support and the accountability. That's what it comes down to over and over again. Support and accountability to get you to where you really want to go. So I told you that the coaching is part of it. Now, I do one-on-one coaching. And I do that. It costs $400 for a session. It costs $600 for a month, which is 2 sessions every month. I offer it for $3,000 for 6 months, which actually gives people a whole month for free if they're willing to commit to that period of time. But for most people, that's a pretty big commitment. And I will tell you that with these facilitated manifesting groups, that in some ways I could make a compelling argument that there's actually more value here than in the one-on-one coaching. Because you're going to get the one-on-one coaching as part of the conversation that we're going to be in. You're going to get little snippets of that. But what you're also going to get is the feedback and the support of your accountability partner and of the other people in your group. And that just doesn't come from the one-on-one coaching. And obviously the facilitated manifesting groups are at a fraction of the cost. The enrollment and the month-to-month is actually $99, so it costs $99 to get in, and then $99 a month to participate in these groups on an ongoing basis. So it's a fraction of the cost. And what I would invite you to consider rather is for $99 a month, would a group like this be able to get you one new client or one new customer? Or would you perhaps get just one new idea that could fundamentally be a breakthrough in your business? And even outside of your business, could participating in a group like this impact your life in ways that really can't even be measured in dollars, in ways with your health, or having any issues with your health, where if you could get those resolved with the accountability and support of a group like this, how much difference would that make? And what about with relationships? What if you could either find or heal the relationship that would really make a difference for you, that would really be putting you in a position of being exactly where you want to be in the relationship, in the loving and supportive and compatible relationship that you really want to be in? That $99 a month is really, we talked about from the very beginning that this type of group is an easy thing to do. It doesn't take a lot of time, and it's very affordable. We've been able to put it together in a structure that we can deliver really efficiently, really effectively, and it doesn't need to cost a lot of money. So for $99 a month, you're going to have all of what we've talked about here. We also offer a 100% money-back guarantee for anyone who's questioning whether this might work for you. You maybe see the benefit of it and you're thinking maybe it's right for you, but you're wondering. Know that you can go in it completely risk-free, that if it doesn't work for you for any reason, you can simply call us, let us know. We want to know why it didn't work so we can improve it. But if for any reason it doesn't work for you, then we're going to make sure that we make it right and you're going to get a full refund of what you've paid. So $99 a month, ongoing accountability and support. I promise you this can make a huge difference. And I encourage you again to look at what are your intentions. Is it income that you want to bring in? Is it a relationship issue? Is it a health issue? What is it that you'd like to see different in your life? What is the result that you'd like to accomplish? And ask yourself, would you be more likely to accomplish that if you had the kind of accountability and support in place that we're talking about here? If you were part of a facilitated manifesting group, a group of people committed to supporting each other and holding each other accountable, being there for each other every day, of every week, of every month, of every year. It makes a profound difference. We're going to have some testimonials posted from people who are participating in our groups now. You'll be amazed at what's showing up for them. I'm loving getting on these calls with these groups and hearing how they're doing. It's impacting me in a positive way every single day. And again, I just invite you to consider participating. We would love to have you play. Again, below this, you've got a link that will take you to a page where you can sign up, where you can get your application. It's $99 a month. The website is www.manifestinggroup.com. We have groups that are starting right away. Again, I've blocked out time in my schedule for 6 more groups myself. And if you want to be part of those groups, again, I encourage you to get going right away, get your application in, maybe even make a note on there that you want to be in one of my groups, and we'll see what we can do to make that happen. I'm here to support you in any way I can. Our commitment is to help people quickly and easily attract the lasting results that they really want in their life. That means giving them the information that can really help, but it also means providing that ongoing support, and that's what these groups are all about. So we hope you'll join us. If you know anybody else who would be interested, you can even come in with that accountability partner already in place, and that works sometimes even better.